Yeah,
Okay,
you're
great.
on mute, Leonard, so I can't hear you.
Great. Okay, I believe you can hear me now.
Okay, good. Yes,
Okay,
good.
hi everyone. Good evening from Malaysia, and I know good morning to the rest of you from Eastern European time. And I hope that you guys are safe and well since you can't travel. So I just thought the beginning, the landscape of Kuala Lumpur would be nice for everyone. So once again, Michelle, thank you for having Malaysia to be presenting on our influencer marketing case study. So there are a few things that we will be covering today. So on does influencer marketing really work? So here are the few topics that we'll be covering today. Um, Overview of influencer marketing landscape, types of influencer, choosing the right influencer, and how do you build an influencer strategy. And we're going to show you a few influencer marketing case study from Malaysia, and I'll end with some of the types of agency and technology. Can I just have the slide on screen? Great. So influencer marketing is an investment, all right? So to get it right, you have to devote time to ensure you find the right influencer to promote content that appeals to your target audience. You also have to spend money and resources to reward the influencer, run various campaigns with the influencer, and so that you can meet your specific marketing goals. Now, with the rise of social media platforms, like Michelle Lambert mentioned earlier, brands have cottoned onto the fact that influential individuals, such as we call it the influencers, the creators, the Insta celebrities, have enormous persuasive power over those potential customers. Take a second and think about it. If people hate ads so much, why do they love influencer? Why does influencer marketing even work on smart consumers? The short answer is it's the presentation. For brands, the value of the sponsored content you get from influencer is all in the delivery, the timing, and the context. Now I'm going to show you some stats in case some of you are still a bit skeptical about this topic or you're new to this topic. So this is a recent survey done by HubSpot, which is one of the largest, most renowned marketing platforms and software in the world. So based on the survey, 80% of marketers says influencer marketing is effective, and 89% say it works just as well, if not better than other marketing channels. 49% of consumers today rely on influencer recommendation for their purchase decisions. 60% says they have been influenced by a recommendation when shopping in-store. Now, there are also some of these top 3 goals of influencer marketing for businesses, including building brand awareness, 85%, reaching new audience, 71%, and generating sales and conversion, 64%. So whether influencer marketing is effective or not, it all lies in having a clear strategy, how you use it to the best advantage in your strategy. So choose the right influencer that fits your brand and needs. Sounds easy, but it's a bit of challenge. Remember, influencer is just one of the mediums or channels in the marketing mix, and every channel will serve a very different purpose. So if those of you are new, today I'm just going to introduce you some of the types of influencers. Okay? So here goes. It help you define better, right? So the influencer marketing model categorizes influencer into 3 categories: creators, distributors, and narrators. The creators are influencers who may not have a digital or social following within a brand's target group, but the value exchange is creativity. These individuals engage to co-create quality, authentic, and meaningful content for the brand to leverage across their channel as part of the campaign. Now, when it comes to distributors, they are influencers who have built a level of online equity. They hold a social celebrity status among their followers. They can easily access and engage an audience that brand wants to reach to build affinity or engagement. While the narrators are influencers who may have little social media presence but possess media appeal beyond digital and social realm. So using their public appeal and category credibility, brands can leverage on these personalities to put a face or name to their content or campaign. Now, don't get too caught up about, creators or distributors or narrators. It's just to help you understand the types of influencer. All right? So these various categories of influencer all have their very own audience size, which we call it tiers. So starting from nano, with 1,000 followers to 10,000, micro 10,000 to 50,000, or the mid-tier 50,000 to 500,000, the macro 500,000 and above, and the mega stars with 1 million and beyond. So to speak to the right audience, you may also want to look into specialists. They are the niche, they specialize on certain interests or certain type of career. So for example, I just put here for you a few example: business or fitness or music, acting, travel, or sports. So usually it's always a mix and match of all this. Now, strategic influencer marketing involves a marketing plan that utilizes individuals who have the ability to focus the attention and affect the decision on a target market. So achieving a long-term brand goal or either positioning, sales, or awareness. So different goals are enabled by utilizing different kinds of influencer. This is because different kind of influencer would deliver different things for the brand. So who and how when it comes to finding the right influencers? Now, macro influencers are basically the famous people. We call it the insta-famous, either celebrities or social media personalities. Macro influencers reach a much larger and often very aspirational audience. They are the sweet spot between the micros and also the mega stars influencer. Often have a large yet engaged audience and work very well with brands looking to advertise to a specific specialization or niche or interest group. So if you are trying to target a certain audience, but you still want to target the masses, macro influencer would be your best bet. It is an opportunity to reach an incredible large audience in a short space of time. It is more time saving because sometimes working with a lot of micro influencers is quite time consuming. However, the disadvantages of those macro are that they can be a bit rigid because they're usually managed by talent managers or agencies who tend to be a bit professional in their dealings. So they already have set terms of condition, which brands are expected to kind of follow, and we have to obligated to comply to. On the other hand, we have micro-influencers who are known for being topic experts. Since they really know their subject and are passionate about it, they have gained credibility and a very loyal audience. With this tier, those smaller audience feel much closer to the influencer than they would to a celebrity. So as a result, their followers can easily relate to them and trust their opinion, just like how you would trust your best friend's opinion or your neighbor's opinion. So they will usually go the extra amount to create high quality content, not overly produced, but relatable to ordinary people. So later on, I will share with you some examples. But one of the disadvantages, as I mentioned earlier, is that it's going to be very time consuming. Now, allow me to share a little bit of, perhaps could benefit some of you, would be building a strategy. So how do you build a strategy? First is that, are you looking to increase brand awareness, brand imagery, reach, or traffic? Or are you looking into increasing conversion or sales? So regardless of which type of influencer you work with, your target audience will remain the same. So different influencers may have different ways of connecting with your audience, but your business overall marketing goals and buyer persona don't change. So consider influencer audience, where it must be very same with the ones that you're trying to reach. So if an influencer audience is niche, then go for a micro influencer. If an influencer audience is fashion and style enthusiasts, for example, a brand like 1664 is all about elegance, right? So then you might want to focus on micro and macro influencer who has that kind of audience. So based on the slide 7 that I shared earlier on the category, tiers, and specialization, you should be able to determine which type of influencer works best for your brand goals and also your target audience. So let's cover some of the important things to consider when finding an influencer that's a good fit for your brand. So we have, as marketers, we have to ask ourselves a few questions, which is, does this influencer and his or her lifestyle fit my brand image? Or have they worked with any of our competitors? So that's very important. Is my target audience active on the platform or channel primarily used by this influencer, Instagram, TikTok, etc.? Does working with this influencer make sense for my budget? Because some of them can be really expensive. Has this influencer actually consumed any of our category or products before? Are they a consumer? And does this influencer have the personality that I want to work with? Because the last you want is to work with somebody that is super diva, all right? So the fourth step is to develop a brand or campaign messaging. Determine what content your influencer should and should not publish. Be sure to share your brand guidelines, including the details of our brand voice, taglines, and language, so that they can remain on brand with their content. And after all this is when it comes to measure and tracking. So some of the key metrics that you want to pay attention to are engagement rate, the likes, the comments, the share, the reach, how many people are actually seeing the content your influencer is sharing about your brand, and also clicks or conversion. If you are getting an influencer to drive conversion, to drive traffic, then it's good to create a UTM link to a landing page and integrate it with the Instagram swipe up feature. So enough of talking. I would love to share with you some of our case study from Malaysia, what we have done. So in April 2020, 16th, we signed on 9 Malaysian influencers to build brand awareness through their respective social media platforms. And just within the 6 months, we have managed to garner about 500,000 in terms of reach. And also, we hit a significant 15% or close to 16%, I would say, in engagement rate. So you see, Malaysia went into a lockdown during last March, right? And this KOL came in, we signed them sometime in March as well. So we used them to amplify, and we heavily dependent on them because there's no activation going on ground, and there's no any particular visibility. People are all just at home. So with that, we have actually achieved 11% on brand awareness in our recent brand health tracker tracking. So that's good news for us. So how do we choose our ambassador of good taste? Try to make it into ABC. So A stands for association, associating the genre of content which best represent our brand. B stands for brand identity, choose individuals who personifies our brand identity. And C for communities, the size of their communities and how engaging they are. So you see, to further strengthen our association with premium characteristic of refinement and sophistication, we work with KOL who are associated with brands who share similar characteristics. So for example, we have Venice. So Venice often works with brands like Tommy Hilfiger. We have Josh Quad that works with Dior. We have Brian that works with Burberry. And we have Natalie that works with Chanel. So with that, we thought we want to position Blanc together alongside with these brands that is reflected on their Instagram feed. So you see, the beautiful thing about having influencer is that when you get them to create the content, often magic happens when the influencer share or grow to share the same values with the brand. So here are 2 brand love video which they have, 2 of our KOLs have created towards the end of the contract, which is sometime last November. So after many months of working together, they begin to really grow into loving the brand and share the brand values. So, and it's a beautiful thing and how it being personified through this video. So I'll share with you the first video. So let's roll the video. That's right. That's right. Hope you enjoyed the two videos. So as you can see from the first video, Bernice and friends have managed to really bring the premiumness to the brand. See, these influencers are not professional production house. They just get their friends and they wrote the storyboard, they wrote the whole message themselves, and they just get their friends to shoot and edit it for them. Same goes for Josh as well. So versus sometimes in my personal opinion, is even better than some work that is produced by a professional production house. So on the next video, we use influencer to create content that drive action. So last year we had a campaign for Summersby where we feature a summer games ice and dice challenge, and we get one of these KOL to produce a video to get others on social medias to also participate in the campaign. So let's roll the video and take a look.
Ah, it's a nice summer's day. I'm with my unicorn. I have my Summersby with ice. And of course I have my chopsticks. What is the Angmor doing holding chopsticks? Does he even know how to use them? No, I don't. But I'm using them for the Summer Games Ice and Dice Challenge. It's this simple, all right? Pour your Summersby half full into your glass like this and put as many ice cubes in the glass as you can in 20 seconds. Okay, so 20 seconds on the clock.
Yes, 3 seconds.
Let's do this, let's do this.
3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, come on, come on. Oh man, this is hard.
Come on. Come on, you can do this, come on.
How'd you get it in with the chopsticks? Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's get one in, one in. Oh yes,
Well done.
3.
Come on.
4. Give 4 for the Angmor. 4 for the Angmor.
Time's up.
So if your chopstick skills are better than this Angmor's, take part in the Summersby Ice and Ice Challenge. Post your video on Instagram or Facebook and stand a chance of winning a carton of Summersby.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video of how Mark here is an influencer. He's also a TV host. So how he got his fans to participate. So this campaign is pretty much like a ice bucket challenge where a person tags another 3 friends and 3 friends tags another 3 friends. So that helps to generate a lot more organic reach and organic views towards the campaign as well. So recently, in conjunction with our upcoming Chinese New Year that's happening next week, so one of my colleague, Sherlyn from Summersby team, have also worked very closely with this couple who are currently one of the top creators in Malaysia. and they created a very simple video to do a giveaway. So let's roll the video.
Is this focus? Where? Where's the ice? Maybe here, please. Can you change your shirt? Baby, I just want one photo, one perfect photo. Is it very difficult?
I'm coming.
No, I don't like this. Can we?
No, for this you need.
I want you give me the 恭喜发财 face. Give me like a 恭喜发财 like a.
What is a gongsi fatai face?
Can you give me a 恭喜发财 ha ha smile? No, that's not 恭喜发财. I want a 恭喜发财 ha 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 smile.
Gongsi fatai.
Okay, now I want you to take a sip and then you give me that like the very refreshing face. No, I don't want a wah. I want a The cup is too high. Do it again.
Why don't you pretend like you're pouring it, and I look at you?
No. Your turn to pour it. My turn to drink. Okay. Please don't cover the logo. Thank you very much. I'm drinking this. Why are you not looking at me? Look at me like very in love like that. Okay. Do you even love me?
No, I do.
Then you don't look like you love me.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Smile. Yeah. Okay, ready? We'll do that. 1, 2, 3. It's a video.
Hmm?
We need to do it again. Yeah, let's do it again.
I just
okay?
want to enjoy
Let's do
my
it again.
Summersby.
Do, re, mi, fa, so, I'm Jen. Hey.
You ready?
Okay.
What are you doing?
What?
This is not IC photo. You know.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed that video as well. It was hilarious. So if you look at the stats there, within just 24 hours, it reached close to 200,000 of reach. And also the number of comments. We are only giving out like 5 cartons of Summersby, but the comment has 3,000. So I think Summersby brand team is in trouble now. So I hope you enjoy the content. You see all the videos that feature the product clearly, and also the serve or the brew very significantly. And if it's being produced by brand, usually the reach or engagement may not be as high, because I guess sometimes there's value, or rather I should say most time there's value when this influencer begin to infuse their creative juices into our content for the brand. So I'll end with my last slide, which is to introduce to you some of these agencies out there. So since you guys are tuning in from different parts of the world, so I may not know which agency fits which country, but here are some tools and also agency for your own understanding. Perhaps you can also check with Initiative on some of these agencies. So discovery are basically tools which enable marketers to discover who are the key influencer in certain topics. Outreach are basically platforms that enables you to see who are the brand influencer, who talks about you in digital space. And influencer marketing platforms, big chunk of them, are the agency who enable you to search, book, brief, and track KOL performance. So think of it as a marketplace of influencer, an Uber or Airbnb of influencer. So in Malaysia, we work very closely with 2 influencer marketing agency. They are called Komachi and also Itify. So what we have worked together is to for example, Komachi, we have a dedicated dashboard that we tune in to see all our past campaigns across the group. And we are also able to look into certain real-time stats. So for example, take a look at the one at the bottom. It's a typical dashboard by Itify. We are able to look into all the KOL stats, their reach, their engagement rate, the comments, and also by KOL and also collectively. So yes, that's all for my presentation for today. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll hand the time back to you, Michelle.
Thank you very much, Leonard. Well, let me give you some insights. Okay, so as I'm busy doing this mapping,
I also tried to look into the question on my phone.
Let me just share the number of followers we have. Our top 3 accounts are Germany Astra, Global Carlsberg, and Korea C64. These 3 accounts cumulate together 200,000 followers. That's basically the reach that Leonard achieved in one day with one influencer. Okay, so I believe that influencers are totally under leveraged, and we have they represent a huge untapped opportunity. 58% of our posts are on Facebook, while Facebook has basically no organic reach. So you get reach if you pay for it. So, well, actually, you need to get some spent. Instagram represents 31% of our posts, but we have very little organic reach. So yes, influencer marketing requires time and energy, but from a paid media standpoint, if you think of it, influencers offer an organic reach that we cannot compete with. They have a relationship with their community, which brings engagement, attention, and endorsement to the brand. So I believe that the brand is placed in very engaging dramas, as we have seen the examples. And at the end, so we don't end up with cheap video quality. So these guys are really professionals, and we end up with something which is really qualitative. So we have time to open to questions. What I can suggest to you, if you have any questions, please write it in the forum, and then I will feed it back to Leonard directly. So we do have question.
Thank you for the compliment. Iltner, is that how I pronounce your name?
Yes.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
From Stephanie.
Yeah, really impressive. So I was very inspired, I must say, especially when you work with influencers and they involve your consumers. So, and really a call to action, like the Summersby example with a challenge.
Yes.
Any other questions or reaction? So question from Switzerland. Do we know the organic reach of the influencers?
Great. Zing, thank you for the question. So when it comes to organic reach for influencer, when you work with an influencer marketing agency, like I mentioned earlier, for us, we work with Komachi and ET5. Perhaps for your market, you can check with Initiative, which are some of the influencer marketing agency that have technology in place to track their reach. So when it comes to reach, usually is about 30 to 40% of, or rather 30 to 50% of the entire follower base. That's their organic reach. But most time we measure based on their engagement rate, because ultimately we want to see how engaging their audience are towards their posts. And that's how you can track. And all of this reach that I've just mentioned earlier are non-paid reach. They are solely the influencer organic reach when they do a brand posting. Sometimes, of course, when it comes to influencer posting about brands or advertorial, their reach or engagement rate may be slightly lower. So it's key if you allow influencer to produce the type of content that will be appealing to their audience, rather than try to have too much control over how they should tell a story or how their video should be. For example, if all the videos that you have just watched earlier, myself and the brand team, we probably only just tell them the do's and don'ts, and also some of the pack shot, how we want it to look, what we want to emphasize on. Otherwise, we give them creative freedom to express themselves. Hope that answers your question. And we have
a question from Thomas, so from Lithuania, if I'm not wrong. So how precise are your briefs usually for the KOL in terms of creative solutions and content?
Quite precise on, for example, on the brand message, what the brand stands for, and also the do and don'ts. But for example, that Three Girls video, or Josh Kwa on the violin, or Mark goes into the unicorn float, we don't tell them exactly what to do, because that's their storyboard. They come out, and as long as the brand messages comes across. So good example with the Chinese New Year video where the couple arguing over taking the perfect photos. So initially, they came out with a different proposal because it was under the assumption that they can go out to visit their friends and family and shoot a video. It was supposed to take place, visiting their hometown, their parents, and the parents are cleaning up the house, getting ready for Chinese New Year. But guess what? Just 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, Malaysia went into a second lockdown. So unfortunately, there's no filming allowed here. So the KOL has to come up with a new video, and it entirely changes the whole storyboard. But yet they still did a fantastic job in just being at home with one camera facing them. Cool, thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much for the compliments from Huffers as well. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. So this was the first run of the February webinar. So if you enjoy it, so please make sure that you tell your colleagues. So we are going to pause for 2 weeks to allow for Chinese New Year, but we will resume this webinar on the 23rd and 25th, if I'm not wrong, of February. So you can tell your colleagues to join and also enjoy the same content. We will post the recording, if I don't forget again. So so at the end of the session, so end of February, together with the different slides. If in the meantime you have remaining questions, do not hesitate to contact Leonard or myself. If you don't find him in the distribution list,
Find me on
so I
Teams.
will forward your questions to Leonard. Bernard, thank you very much for this very inspiring and very exciting presentation. So
Thank
we
you so much,
can
Michelle.
reconnect later on. Thank you very much. And have a good day, everybody.
Yep, you too. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.